Hello and welcome back to AP Computer Science Principles. Today we are talking about Creative Commons, which is a way that you can let people know what permissions they have by default when it comes to using your copyrighted work. Now, as I said in a previous video, you don't have to do anything at all to copyright your own artwork or content. Just by making it, you have all of the rights to distribute, sell, or utilize that work yourself. Anyone who wants to use your work has to come to you for permission. But that can be a hassle. Sometimes you want people to use or modify or distribute your work without having to ask you for permission every single time. And that is where Creative Commons can help. This is a free service that anybody can use, and we're going to go ahead today and go down all of the options that you have. Creative Commons licenses give everyone from individual creators to large institutions a standardized way to grant the public permission to use their creative work under copyright law. From the reuser's perspective, the presence of a Creative Commons license on a copyrighted work answers the question, what can I do with this work? There are 6 different license types listed from most to least permissive here. So again, as a copyright holder, there are certain rights that you have. The right to distribute, the right to modify, the right to monetize, that sort of thing. So each of these licenses will give others permission to do these things without having to come to you for permission. So we're going to start with this CC BY license. This license enables reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format as long as attribution is given to the creator. This license allows for commercial use. CC BY includes the following elements. The only thing that's important is that credit must be given to the creator. All Creative Commons licenses include this BY, which you can see is symbolized by a picture of a little person, which just means they have to give you credit for the thing that they're using. CC BY SA is just a little bit more restrictive. This license enables reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format, so long as attribution is given to the creator. This license allows for commercial use. And again, by commercial use, it means making money, right? Using it to sell something or in other ways make money. If you remix, adapt, or build upon the material, you must license the modified material under identical terms. So what that means is, if they create something with your content, their license has to be the same as your license. I hope that makes sense. So they can't create something with different licensing terms than what you already gave. So credit must be given to creator, adaptations must be shared under the same terms. So this is just the same as the one we just saw with one additional stipulation. CC BY NC. This license enables reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format for non-commercial purposes only. Notice there's the little $ with a slash through it. That NC means non-commercial. It means that someone else cannot use your work to make money. And only, of course, so long as attribution is given to the creator. So credit must be given, and only non-commercial uses of the work are permitted. Now, this next license is basically a combination of the two previous. Yes, the CC BY NC SA license enables reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material, blah, blah, blah. If you remix, adapt, or build upon the material, you must license the modified material under identical terms, and also only non-commercial uses of the work are permitted. So again, this is basically just a combination of all of the licenses we've seen so far, making it so far the most restrictive license that we have. Up next, we've got the CC BY ND. ND stands for non-derivative. This license enables reusers to copy and distribute in any medium or format in unadapted form only, and only so long as attribution is given to the creator. This license does allow for commercial use, but most importantly, what ND means is that no derivatives or adaptations of the work are permitted. They can't change your work in any way or remix it or anything like that. If they're going to use your work, they have to use it as is. And then, of course, now that we've got this new ND license, you'll see the little equals sign up there, which symbolizes that. Now we have the BYNCND license, which allows reusers to copy and distribute the material for non-commercial purposes only and in unadapted form only. So again, this combines the non-derivative and non-commercial licenses so that someone can neither make money off of your work nor can they change it in any way. And then finally, this isn't exactly the same thing as these previous licenses. This is the CC0 public domain dedication. Now, we talked about public domain in a previous video, and you'll see it symbolized by that little 0 in a circle. The CC0 is a public dedication tool which enables creators to completely give up their copyright and put their works into the worldwide public domain. CC0 enables reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format with no conditions. So in other words, you are completely giving up any rights you have to the copyright. Anyone can use your work in any way they want without having to seek permission, give you any money. They can use it for commercial purposes, anything they want. Be very careful when you use this because, of course, you will not have to get any credit. This is the only license where the reuser doesn't even need to give you credit for your work. So those are all of the possible Creative Commons licenses. Let's talk a little bit about choosing a license. Okay, the 6 licenses and the public domain dedication tools give creators a range of options. The best way to decide which is appropriate for you is to think about why you want to share your work and how you hope others will use that work. So for example, in my case with these videos, I definitely want people to be able to share them. I want people to be able to remix them. I don't even mind if people make money off of them, but I would like some attribution if anybody uses my work. So I would probably use this very first license, the CC BY license. Now, I have not done that yet for this channel, at least not as of recording this, but perhaps by the time you see this, I will have done so. There's also this CC license chooser. I will go ahead and put the link to this page in the description, but this is just creativecommons.org. Okay, before licensing, before you apply a CC license or CC0 to your work, there are some very important things to consider. And this one is really important. The licenses or CC0 cannot be revoked. This means once you apply a CC license to your material, anyone who receives it may rely on that license for as long as the material is protected by copyright, even if you later stop distributing it. In other words, if you put out a Creative Commons license and then you say, no, I've changed my mind, you can't do that unless you fully give up your copyright entirely. So once you put out a Creative Commons license, you are stuck with it unless you want to give up your copyright entirely. You cannot take back the permission that you gave. You must own or control the copyright in the work. Now, I hope this makes sense. Only the copyright holder or someone with express permission from the copyright holder can apply a CC license or CC0 to a copyrighted work. If you created the work that's in the scope of your job, you might not be the holder of the copyright. A lot of the time, if you make something for a company, the thing that you made actually belongs to the company, not to you, so you don't get to control the copyright of that material. So anytime you create something for a job, you have to make very, very sure that you have the permissions before you apply one of these licenses. How to apply a CC license or CC0 to your work. CC licensing your work is simple. All you have to do is choose the CC license that suits your needs and then communicate this choice in a way that is clear to people who come across your work. As part of this communication, you should include a link to the license that you've chosen. This can be as simple as a bit of text stating and linking to the license in a copyright notice like this. It says, copyright 2019, this work is openly licensed via CC BY 4.0. That's a perfectly good way of going about showing that this is your license, and you just want to make sure that you include a link to that license so that anyone who's curious can click on it and find out exactly what they're allowed to do. It can also be as complex as embedding the license information on your website using the HTML code associated with the particular license. You can also go to the CC license chooser to get the relevant HTML code. So that is the idea behind Creative Commons. It is not the only way that you can establish permissions for people to use your work, but it is one of the more convenient ways, and it is free. So in the next video, we're going to be doing some Khan Academy exercises regarding copyright law, but as I said before, you should definitely do your own research on this topic because what I have said here on this channel only barely scrapes the surface. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time.